All military aircraft are impressive. Of course they are. They have to be. Nobody wants their country to be defended by a paper plane. The planes you know are just the tip of the iceberg, although the secret ones are the most fascinating. Welcome to a new video. These are the 14 most secret military aircraft in the world. If you like this kind of content, subscribe to our channel. It's free. Now, let's get started. Number 14. Lockheed SR-71 Blackbird. The Lockheed SR-71, also known unofficially as the Blackbird and by its crew as the Habu, was a long-range strategic reconnaissance aircraft capable of exceeding speeds of Mach 3 and was the fastest manned aircraft in the world to date. The experimental North American X-15 aircraft is not taken into account as it never saw active service. Developed from the Lockheed YF-12 and A-12 aircraft by the Skunk Works group of the Lockheed Company. It was active from 1964 to 1998. Clarence Johnson was the lead designer of many of the concepts used in the aircraft. The SR-71 was one of the first aircraft designed with stealth technologies to reduce its radar signature. However, the aircraft was not completely stealthy. It even had a significant radar cross-section, RCS, and was visible to air traffic control radar for several hundred kilometers, even when its transponder was not on. This fact was corroborated by the launches of missiles at the SR-71 when they were detected by radar. The United States claims that the aircraft could evade surface-to-air missiles simply by accelerating to high speeds. A total of 19 aircraft were lost, although, according to the Air Force, none were due to combat action. Number 13. The Boeing X-37B. The Boeing X-37 Reusable Space Vehicle, also called the Orbital Test Vehicle, OTV, is an unmanned spacecraft manufactured by Boeing to test spaceflight technologies during orbit and re-entry into the atmosphere. It is an unmanned reusable spacecraft, scaled up 120% from the X-40A. This project was initiated in 1999 by the National Aeronautics and Space Administration of the United States and was later transferred to the U.S. Department of Defense in 2004. The X-37 made its first flight with a free descent on April 7, 2006 at Edwards Air Force Base. The craft was launched on April 21, 2010, on a United States Air Force mission and returned to Earth on December 3 of the same year. In March 2011, it took off for its second trip to space, lasting 15 months. In October 2014, the return of the X-37 from its third trip to space was announced after 674 days in orbit around the Earth. The fourth mission of the X-37, USA 261, was launched on May 20, 2015, and ended on May 7, 2017. Number 12. The Dassault Neuron. The Dassault Neuron is an experimental European stealth flying wing UAV being developed with European cooperation under the leadership of the French company Dassault Aviation. Countries involved in this project include France, Greece, Italy, Spain, Sweden, and Switzerland. The design goal is to create an autonomous, stealthy UAV that can operate in medium to high threat combat zones. Comparable projects include the British BAE Systems Taranis, the Turkish Bayraktar Kızılelma, the American Boeing X-45 and Northrop Grumman X-47B, the Indian DRDO Aura and the Russian Mikoyan Skat and Sukhoi Okhotnik. The industrial goal is to provide European companies with expertise in the design and construction of high-end UAVs and associated technologies to keep them competitive in the global market. The first flight took place on December 1, 2012. Number 11. The Boeing Bird of Prey. The Boeing Bird of Prey was a black project aircraft developed to demonstrate stealth aircraft technology. It was developed by McDonnell Douglas and Boeing in the 1990s. Its goals were quite ambitious. The developed technology and new materials were used in the later Boeing X-45, a new unmanned aircraft. Being an internal Boeing project, it was not given the X designation that experimental aircraft built with the United States Air Force did. There are no public plans to make it a production aircraft. It is characterized as a technology demonstrator. The bird of prey was put on display at the National Museum of the United States Air Force at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base near Dayton, Ohio on July 16, 2003. It is currently on display in the museum's Gallery of Modern Flight atop its F-22 Raptor. Number 10. The KORANOS. BAE Systems. KORANOS is a British unmanned combat aerial vehicle technology demonstration program, primarily developed by defense contractor BAE Systems Military Air and Information. The aircraft, named after the Celtic god of thunder Taranis, first flew in 2013. The KORANOS, an unmanned combat aircraft, is designed to fly intercontinental missions and would carry a variety of weapons, allowing it to attack both air and ground targets. It uses stealth technology, giving it a low radar profile, and is controllable via satellite link from anywhere on Earth. Number 9. The Sukhoi Su-57. The Sukhoi Su-57 or Su-57 is a fifth-generation, stealth, multi-role, single-seat, twin-engine jet aircraft developed since 2002 for air superiority and attack missions by Sukhoi, part of the United Aircraft Corporation. It is the end result of the Russian Air Force's 2001 program to design a new aircraft known as the PAKFA. A year later, the Sukhoi Design Bureau submitted a prototype to the program under the name T-50. In 2017, the project was accepted and it was given an official name, the Su-57. It is the first Russian-made aircraft to use stealth technology to reduce its radar footprint and was manufactured in large numbers. Previously, there were several experimental prototypes from the Soviet Union such as the Su-47, and it was announced as a technological evolution of the MiG-29 and the Su-27. The first prototype took off on the 29th of January 2010 in Komsomolsk-on-Amur. Since 2018, several prototypes have been tested in combat conditions during the Syrian civil war, and mass production began in 2019. On the 8th of June 2024, a Su-57 was damaged while at its base after being hit by a Ukrainian strike. Number 8. The HAL AMCA, HAL Advanced Medium Combat Aircraft, AMCA, is a fifth-generation, single-seat, twin-engine, stealth multi-role fighter aircraft being developed in India by Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. It will complement the HAL Tejas, Sukhoi, HAL FGFA, Sukhoi Su-30 MKI, and the yet-to-be-decided fighter model in the MRCA program in the Indian Air Force's fighter fleet in the near future. The primary purpose of this aircraft is to replace the Indian Air Force's Sepakat Jaguar, Mirage 2000, and MiG-27. A naval version has been confirmed, as the Indian Navy is also contributing to the funding of the project. The first flight is scheduled for 2025. The program is in response to Chinese advances in stealth aircraft. India estimates that by 2030 China could have about 200 operational aircraft and Pakistan may receive some. This is why 2032 is the expected date for the first flight of the future fifth-generation fighter aircraft. The Advanced Medium Combat Aircraft AMCA will be a fully developed aircraft in India. The project aims to catch up with China, maintain qualitative military superiority over Pakistan, and strengthen strategic autonomy in key military technologies. Different companies and organizations, such as the Defense Research and Development Organization, have been working on the program for years. In fact, it began to move in 2008, and years later, it explored the possibility of cooperating with Russia and its Sukhoi Su-57 aircraft as a precautionary measure. For a time, India invested money in the Russian Sukhoi PAK-FA stealth fighter, with the intention of producing its own version called the FGFA. But then, the PAK-FA program began to suffer major setbacks, causing numerous complaints from the Indian military. Number 7. Chengdu J-20. The Chengdu J-20 is a fifth-generation stealth aircraft of the People's Republic of China, developed and produced by the Chengdu Aircraft Industry Corporation for the People's Liberation Army Air Force, PLAF, as a technologically advanced fighter proposal to its Western counterparts. The J-20 is designed as an air superiority fighter with ground attack capability, being the third operational fifth-generation stealth aircraft in the world after the F-22 and F-35. A Chinese Air Force official said in November 2009 that he aimed for the J-20 to enter operational service between 2017 and 2019. By late 2010, the J-20 was undergoing wind tunnel testing, with working prototypes already in production. The J-20 was tested on its maiden flight on January 11, 2011. The aircraft entered service in March 2017. Finally, the first J-20 squadron was established in February 2018, making China the second country in the world and the first in Asia to deploy an operational stealth aircraft. The J-20 is the world's third operational fifth-generation stealth fighter aircraft after the F-22 and F-35. Number 6. The KI-KFX. The Korea Aerospace Industries KF-21 Borame, formerly known as the KFX, is a stealth and air superiority multi-role fighter, which would be between a fourth-generation 4.5 or 4++ fighter and a fifth-generation 1. Developed by South Korea for the Republic of Korea Air Force and the Indonesian Air Force, led by South Korea with Indonesia as the main partner. It is South Korea's second development program after the FA-50 fighter. Seoul sees the solid alliance with the US as compromised by the growing American distraction and its isolation on the international scene by its adversaries. In this context, South Korea has turned to the search for technological and tactical solutions that guarantee the long-term operation of its armies without depending exclusively on foreign support. One of these areas of development is the aerospace industry, with the KF-21 Borame fighter project standing out. The project was first announced by South Korean President Kim Dae-jung at the Air Force Academy graduation ceremony in March 2001. South Korea and Indonesia have agreed to cooperate on the production of the KF-X fighter aircraft in Seoul on the 15th of July 2010. The initial operational requirements for the KF-X program, as stated by the ADD, were to develop a single-seat, twin-engine jet with stealth capabilities beyond either the Dassault Rafale or Eurofighter Typhoon, but still inferior to the capabilities projected on the Lockheed Martin F-35 Lightning II. The overall goal of the program is to produce a 4.5 generation fighter with greater capabilities than the KF-16, F-16 for South Korea, by 2020. Although not classified as stealth, its design minimizes radar cross-section. The design evidences collaboration with Lockheed Martin, maker of the F-22A Raptor and F-35 Lightning II, and has drawn comparisons with them. Although the KF-21 exhibits improvements in stealth, it falls short of stealth classification due to the lack of internal weapons bays, opting instead for external hardpoints. Number 5. The Martin Sr. 72. This is the Martin Sr. 72, which also goes by the name Blackbird's Son. This is an American aircraft concept that is in development with the goal of being used for reconnaissance, intelligence gathering, and surveillance. You know, spy plane type stuff. It is the proposed replacement for the retired SR-71 Blackbird, hence it's a cuter nickname. The test vehicle for this aircraft is scheduled to take off in 2025. At the core of the aircraft's unique specifications are its hypersonic abilities. Whether manned or unmanned, there are no other spy planes that can currently operate at these kinds of speeds. The Blackbird's Son breaks the mold in ambition and would mark a major transition into the new era of hypersonic flight. It's surprising, but also if you think about it for too long, it's kind of deeply terrifying. Before you continue with this video, hit that subscribe button and click that notification bell right now, or this centipede will crawl across your face when you sleep. Number 4. The Mikoyan Skat. The Mikoyan Skat is a stealth unmanned combat aerial vehicle concept developed by Mikoyan for the Russian Ministry of Defense since 2005. The origin of the Skat UCAV dates back to 2005, when Mikoyan started working on the project. The emphasis was on low observability, so the drone was designed in a flying wing configuration in the shape of a triangle, with the use of composite materials and with armament hidden in 2 internal weapons bays. Its only full-size mock-up was first presented at the MAX 2007 International Air Show. However, the drone did not pass the mock-up stage, and work on the project was stopped later in 2012 due to lack of funding. As Sergei Korotkov, general director of RSK MiG, previously told the press, the development of SCAT was discontinued. By decision of the Russian Ministry of Defense, Sukhoi became the new chief developer of the Strike UCAV project. Still, Sukhoi would draw on SCAT's experience. Specialists from RSK MiG are expected to work on the new project. On June 3, 2013, MiG signed a research and development contract to build a UCAV based on the SCAT design. Sukhoi is using SCAT's R&D information, in addition to its experience on the Sukhoi Su-57, to develop its 20-ton Okhotnik B Stealth UCAV. Number 3. Chengdu J-20. The Chengdu J-20 is a 5th-generation stealth aircraft of the People's Republic of China, developed and produced by the Chengdu Aircraft Industry Corporation for the People's Liberation Army Air Force, PLAY-AF, as a technologically advanced fighter proposal to its Western counterparts. The J-20 is designed as an air superiority fighter with ground attack capability, being the 3rd operational 5th-generation stealth aircraft in the world after the F-22 and F-35. A Chinese Air Force official said in November 2009 that he aimed for the J-20 to enter operational service between 2017 and 2019. By late 2010, the J-20 was undergoing wind tunnel testing, with working prototypes already in production. The J-20 was tested on its maiden flight on January 11, 2011. The aircraft entered service in March 2017. Finally, the first J-20 squadron was established in February 2018, making China the 2nd country in the world and the first in Asia to deploy an operational stealth aircraft. The J-20 is the world's 3rd operational 5th-generation stealth fighter aircraft after the F-22 and F-35. Number 2. The MQ-9 Reaper. The General Atomics MQ-9 Reaper, sometimes called the Predator B, is an unmanned aerial vehicle capable of autonomous or remotely controlled flight operations, developed by General Atomics Aeronautical Systems primarily for the United States Air Force. The USAF refers to the MQ-9 and other UAVs as remotely piloted vehicles, aircraft, to indicate ground control by humans. MQ-9 is a larger, heavier, and more capable aircraft than General Atomics' earlier MQ-1 Predator and can be controlled by the same ground systems. The Reaper has a 950 horsepower turboprop engine compared to the 115 horsepower piston engine. The increased power allows the Reaper to carry 15 times the munitions payload and fly at a cruising speed approximately 3 times that of the MQ-1. The aircraft is monitored and controlled, including weapons use, by the crew at the ground control station. The MQ-9 is the first hunter-killer UAV designed for high-altitude, long-endurance surveillance. In 2006, United States Air Force Chief of Staff General T. Michael Mosley said, "We've moved from using UAVs primarily in intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance roles prior to Operation Iraqi Freedom to a true hunter-killer role with the Reaper." Number 1. Boeing Phantom Ray. Next up, we have another stealth aircraft where this time it is a demonstration stealth unmanned combat aerial vehicle, or UCAV. This demonstrator model is basically the same size as a regular fighter aircraft and has been designed to perform a lot of tasks, although it has not been put into production yet. The first test flight was in April 2011. It really took a long time to develop these things, didn't it? The Phantom Ray is supposed to be doing a series of test flights where it will practice its ground attack surveillance skills and its autonomous aerial refueling jobs. This project has been funded by Boeing and was kept top secret within the company until May 2009. They did not develop the aircraft for any particular military program, although there is no doubt that the technology will be incorporated into some stealth craft in the future. We've reached the end of this video. Tell us your opinion in the comments box. If you liked the video, give it a like, subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell so you don't miss future videos like this one. See you next time.